Hi YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Slightly Carnivore-ish. This is Danielle. Today I wanted to discuss with you, it's been 90 days, so there's gotta be some things I'm missing about the standard American diet. And I guess we'll discuss that today. So here is 2 things that I am missing and 5 things that I'm not. So we'll start off with the 2 things that I am missing. The first thing I'm going to say that I miss about the standard American diet is the social situations that we're put in. And I actually had this happen at work, and something was offered to me that was clearly outside of what I could eat, and the person took offense that I said, no, thank you. This is what I do eat. And I explained to them, because they looked at me confused. This is what I allow myself, and this is what I choose to eat, and that's not one of those things. And it made it very awkward between me and this other person because they didn't quite understand. It was only a bite, but it still was the moral and ethical belief that I had behind it, that I didn't want to do that. A piece of poison, no matter how small, is still poison. So that would be the first thing I miss about the standard American diet. And then the second, I'll say, is there's no snacks. You can't snack really. Everything has to be cooked and made, and it takes time and energy, and you can't just throw it together. And I guess that'll lead into the first thing out of the 5 things that I quite enjoy about the carnivore diet and lifestyle, way of eating, and that is the prep time. I enjoy the prep time. Before, cooking seemed like a hassle. The meal was over, and it seemed like the amount of time I spent preparing it wasn't worth it. Whereas now, when it comes to preparing meals, it's my husband and I, and we spend that time together in the kitchen cooking, or if it's after work, I'm chilling in the kitchen while he's cooking, and mealtime is spent doing that instead of calling the pizza place and placing an order, or calling the Chinese place and placing an order, or boiling some noodles for spaghetti, or you know what I mean? It's spent together, and that's one thing that I do appreciate. And that leads us right into number 2, and that's the no energy midday crashes. I don't miss that. I don't miss the am I gonna have enough energy to make it all day? If I don't have coffee, oh goodness, that was horrible. If I did not have caffeine in the morning, I swear, like, the mental connection I had with that, I was not making it through the day. No matter if I had 10 hours of sleep, it still would not be an okay day because I did not have coffee in the morning. So that was definitely one thing I don't miss. I don't miss the lack of energy or just being completely exhausted at the end of the day. I like making it through the day and knowing that the energy I have is because of what I'm eating. I don't have anything extra running through me. So the energy I have is what my body has created, and I truly appreciate that on a whole different level that I never thought I would. And then right on to number 3, that I don't miss is the discomfort, the bloating, the just abdominal discomfort that I had quite a bit with the standard American diet. Whether it had been fried food, which I knew, not having a gallbladder, why am I doing it? But why am I not doing it? If I'm eating everything else, I'm not gonna limit myself, you know what I mean? So bagels, yeah, I'm eating those. But I'll do justice with low-fat cream cheese because I'm conscious, kinda, of what I'm consuming. It's I'm eating until I'm full. That's another beautiful thing. I never truly got full on the standard American diet, satiation of it. there was never a level of, there was always the itis, and we all know what that is, but there was never a level of, I can't eat anymore, however I can still do activities. And that's one thing I truly appreciate, to be able to eat lunch and then go back to work and have energy, but not be crashing or be too full that the work is too much. So it's appreciating all of that together. The comfort of what I'm eating, the digestion is beautiful. Minus, we're going with the biosalts here. We are taking them. We're gonna see how it works, but that's off topic. But the satiation of it, the longevity of eating. I'll think about when it becomes mealtime again, eating. However, throughout the day, the thought in my head is not what we're gonna eat, or because it's already planned. That's the beautiful thing too. It's already planned, because it's you take out the difficult side of everything. You're no longer taste testing or looking for the fun or extras. That was always my big thing. If we had meat, I had to have two sides with that because, potatoes and a vegetable, of course. Now to understand that meat with a side of meat is fine because that's what my body needs, with a sprinkle of fat on top. That's a great thing. It's a great thing, and it's easy enough to be able to control. And number 4, I've talked about it so much because it is something that means a lot to me, that I take a lot of credit in, and it was a struggle, and a worry, absolutely a worry, is the mental clarity, the brain fog, the emotional side of everything, the not feeling anxious, or the daily anxiety, the unquestioning, the depression for no reason. The weather is changing right now, and I know every other year I have suffered with slight seasonal depression. The one thing that would save me would be pumpkin pie or eggnog, or which I'm pretty sure there is a carnivore alternative I haven't quite looked into yet, but stay tuned because I will find it. But it would be the food that they offered, the seasonal food that would help me through, and not turning to that is, there's strength behind that, that my mind is telling me I don't need it, I don't want it. I know what it is and what it offers, and that's not who I am anymore. And that's a great thing. I'm not gonna lie, I had my pumpkin tea, so I am still getting that fall flavor, but without having the pie behind it or the sweetness. I guess it's just the flavor of it. The smell is what gets me. To this day, it's still this pumpkin smell that I enjoy, and it's realizing that the food wasn't necessary if I could get my mind right, and the food was the key to getting my mind right, to being able to see things differently and to understand things differently. Like I said, to get sad over things that I'm still trying to figure out what I was getting sad over. I look forward to tomorrows, instead of being fearful. And I don't want to say that's all because of food, but I would definitely say a lot of it gave me the strength to find the mental clarity, the understanding of the bigger picture we have, and that it's not just, it's all avenues, it's outside and inside, and what we intake to run our body to fuel us is a big deal. And then for number 5, on what I don't miss about the standard American diet, and that would be the snacking, the guilt of snacking, what it is, what it represents, the hunger that you have behind it, and why. It's just not something I don't miss it. I've mentioned before my weaknesses were pastries and sweets, and absolutely. And it's one thing I appreciate is that I can work around them all day, and it's not a craving that I have. And I credit it to the strength that I have from what I'm eating, as well as the strength I have in just knowing behind it. The list of ingredients on some of these things is crazy. You know, take a look one day. It would blow your mind on some of the stuff that we were eating at one point, without questioning it, simply because it tasted and or looked pretty. And we were fueling ourselves on some of the stuff we'd run machines on. Mind blown. You know what I mean? Just absolutely. So that would be my number 5, the snacking, which along with the satiation, it's no longer necessary. Like I said, it's more of a craving every now and then, which when I can have my dairy again, I will still be something that is discussed at that point, because I feel like we're human. We all want a little snack, you know, but my sweet treat will be my cheesecakes and my dairy. So when I can have that back, it's realizing the food we were eating was never satiating, because you could eat a big dinner of spaghetti and garlic bread, a whole plate, go back for seconds, and it's wanting that cupcake or that brownie an hour later when you shouldn't be hungry. You should still be full from what you just ate. And then the guilt behind it. So you just ate 2 plates of spaghetti and garlic bread, and in the back of your head, you know that's not the healthiest meal. And then you're gonna eat a sweet treat, which you know isn't great, but you'll limit yourself to 1, and you'll still feel the guilt of. And who wants that? You know what I mean? We all want to live without regret. So those are my 2 I miss and 5 that I don't miss about the standard American diet. I am going to say the 2 options that I chose for what I miss. I had to truly sit down and think about that. And it was the awkward situation at work that I was like, man, if I would have just ate that, that person wouldn't have looked at me like that. So it's understanding that because I choose not to walk that broad path with everyone else, the narrow path that we are choosing, it's the knowledge and the strength. And I've been telling everyone that it takes a strong person to do that, and we are all here for a reason. And then the second, the no snacks. Like I say, there's definitely things, if you check out my video, the beef rinds, you can see how to make a quick snack. Those are definitely still good for you as well. It's just beef fat. The carnivore cheesecakes, if you can digest dairy, or the carnivore custard, great options. And it's a fabulous thing that we can still find ways. We don't limit ourselves. It's, you know, and that's awesome. So I'm gonna end the video on that. Like, comment, subscribe. So thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day, everyone.